It's August 1914. As the world's largest empires mobilize for a global war, Austro-Hungary focuses its immediate wrath on one tiny neighbor, Serbia. The empire's primary motive was swift revenge for the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, who had been killed in Sarajevo just weeks earlier. Austro-Hungarian leadership classified the invasion as a Strafe expedition, a punitive expedition designed to discipline a rogue neighbor. To deliver that exact discipline, General Oskar Potierak amassed a massive force of over 500,000 soldiers right on the Serbian border. The imperial generals expected the Serbian military to act as a minor speed bump. They planned to occupy the entire country in less than 30 days. An industrialized European superpower was descending on a nation that barely registered on the global stage, aiming for total conquest before the end of the month. Inside Serbia, the situation was bleak. Their military and economy were already bankrupt and exhausted from fighting two consecutive Balkan wars in 1912 and 1913. This is a heavy Austro-Hungarian artillery piece, a symbol of the industrial advantage the empire held over its neighbor. This chart shows the numerical reality. Austria-Hungary deployed 329 battalions, 1,243 field guns, and 490 machine guns against a vastly outmatched Serbian defense force. Worse, Serbia lacked up to one-third of the modern rifles required to equip even their active frontline units. This shortage defined the reality for Serbia's third band, the older reserve units, who lacked military uniforms entirely. They marched to the front in civilian clothes and opanak, which are traditional Serbian shoes made of pigskin. Serbia also suffered from a chronic shortage of artillery shells, leaving the few guns they did have highly vulnerable to counterfire.
Based strictly on logistics and industrial output, the invasion was an impossible mismatch. On paper, Serbia was mathematically destined to fall. But the Austro-Hungarian Supreme Command soon experienced a logistical panic. Fearing a massive Russian mobilization to their east, they ordered their Second Army to divert away from the Serbian border toward the region of Galicia. This map illustrates how the rail network became congested. The sudden change in plans fractured Potierak's invasion force and caused massive delays before they ever crossed the border. This chaos led to a meeting engagement at Sare Mountain, a frantic collision between two moving armies where neither side could dig in or prepare. Here, Serbia held a hidden advantage. Their troops were trench-tested veterans from the Balkan Wars, fighting on familiar, defensive home terrain. They faced Austro-Hungarian conscripts who were poorly trained and severely hindered by linguistic divisions, with many soldiers unable to understand their officers' commands. The combination of jagged terrain and veteran instincts negated the empire's numerical advantage, allowing the outgunned Serbians to outmaneuver the invading columns. The Serbian army shattered the invasion force, sending the surviving Austro-Hungarian troops into a disorganized retreat back across the border. The Battle of Cher was the first Allied victory of the First World War. What was intended to be a 30-day punitive expedition resulted instead in one of modern history's greatest military humiliations. The outcome forced Austria-Hungary to keep hundreds of thousands of vital troops tied down in the Balkans to hold the line, rather than sending them to face the Russian advance in the east. An army of exhausted men in pigskin shoes defended their home, forcing the Central Powers to abandon their opening timetables and divert their strength away from the collapsing Russian front.